Hey guys, we're back with the Screen Team doing our very special theme show of Winnie the Pooh movies. And our next one is the brand new movie that came out here in 2018. It's a Walt Disney flick. It's called Christopher Robin. And to help us with this review, we've got Matt and Jenna. Guys, how are we doing?
Good.
How you doing?
I'm doing awesome. Let's talk about Winnie the Pooh. Let's talk about Christopher Robin. First off, let's get your thoughts on the movie. Did you guys like it?
It was amazing.
Yeah, it was really good.
I thought it played great homage to our childhood Winnie the Pooh movies.
Like the cartoons? The cartoons?
The cartoons,
Okay.
the movies, everything.
Okay.
Yep.
So let's talk about the plot a little bit. I didn't see the film, but seeing the trailers, it kind of looks like it's kind of like Hook. Yeah. if you watch the honest trailer of Hook, they compare the two movies. When you guys were watching it, did you guys get that kind of feeling?
Yeah, I definitely did. I think this was actually a better movie than Hook, and I love Hook, but a lot of it is nostalgia. A lot of it's rose tinted glasses.
Sure.
But Rufio's still the man. But this movie is a really quality made movie, and I think it's really funny. It shows kind of a disparity between the fans' opinions and critics, because the critics have not been kind to this movie at all, and the fans on Rotten Tomatoes, it's like last I checked was sitting over 90% by the fans. By the critics, it was less than 70%, barely fresh.
Wow.
On Metacritic, it's currently a 59 according to IMDb, and the fans, it's over an 8. On IMDb, it's 8 out of 10, which IMDb is harsh grading.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of good movies that don't even make an 8, and this one's sitting over an 8, which puts it very high on the list. So it's just funny. I guess maybe it's not the right movie for the critics at this time because it's not cynical enough. It's very it's the opposite of cynicism. It's very family friendly, and it's just very heartfelt and genuine.
So Jenna, what's going on with Christopher Robin? He's an adult. He's played by Ewan McGregor. Why is he so grumpy?
Well, he's an adult, and he's got all those responsibilities. He's got a wife and a daughter,
and he's British too.
He's in a job that he can't go anywhere in, and it's just
a job that's all about vacations, and he can't do any traveling up or down, metaphorically or literally.
So I guess we see him in the movie. He has a coming to Jesus moment where he's just hanging out. All of a sudden, he's visited by an old friend, right? Mm-hmm. Winnie the Pooh comes to see him. Why all of a sudden did Winnie the Pooh come see him at this point in his life?
Winnie the Pooh woke up one morning and went looking for his friends, as usual, in the 100-acre woods.
Yeah.
And he couldn't find anyone.
Okay.
And so he said, well, the only person that can help me find them is Christopher Robin. So he made his way to where Christopher Robin would come out as a boy.
Sure.
Christopher Robin's house.
His house.
It's not an actual house, but it's a 100-acre wood house.
So, and made his way through and
magically found Christopher Robin. Yeah. It's definitely a movie that's not based in reality. It's a movie that it's superfluous and it's fantastic and all this other stuff, and it makes no apologies for that. It's not a real gritty adaptation of Winnie the Pooh, and that's not what it needed to be. This didn't need to be the Dark Knight of Winnie the Pooh.
I wanted a Christopher Nolan version of Winnie the Pooh. Come on, man.
Dream within a dream. Yeah. It's like Jenna said, it pays such great homage to the original adaptations, all the original movies that we grew up with. Of course, they have Jim Cummins, who plays the voices of Tigger and Winnie the Pooh.
And he does such a great job.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's amazing. He's when you mention like great voice actors like Mel Blanc, and Mel Blanc Jr., he's definitely one of the ones that comes up with Frank Welker and even Mark Hamill, greater voice actor than I think even an on-screen actor. And Jim Cummins is just a total legend, We've always enjoyed seeing his videos where he's quoting Darth Vader lines in the Winnie the Pooh voice. And it's hearing that voice, it's hard not to smile. It's a very nostalgic film, even though it's a fresh take on it. Definitely influenced by other stories that are coming of age and rediscovering your childhood and celebrating that, but it does it a little bit differently. It's not, it's not copy and paste.
So Jenna, Ewan McGregor plays Christopher Robin.
Yes.
Does he play a good Christopher Robin?
I think so.
Really?
I honestly, the only issue I had with the movie, I did not think Eeyore or Piglet's voice were close enough to the originals. But that's my only issue.
See, and I thought Brad Garrett was terrific as Eeyore. I didn't mean to catch up, but I think he was great. Piglet, I agree. It was just a weird choice.
Piglet's tough, man. Piglet is tough. I don't know if you've ever seen that actor, but that's his voice.
It looks like Piglet. He looks like
that's his voice. Like he's
an embodiment of Piglet.
He's in 12 Angry Men, the old 1950s movie.
Oh yeah,
and he's
I
like
that.
like Piglet's he's in the jury. What's going on?
He was also in Robin Hood, the Disney adaptation of Robin Hood. I forgot what voice he did, but it was one of the other ones, I believe.
Yeah. All right. One of my crushes is in this movie. Haley Atwell. Don't tell anybody that, all right? But she's in this. Don't tell Sabrina, please.
That's better than Bronte Carmichael, who plays the daughter. So.
Keep that between the three of us.
You got it.
She plays Christopher Robin's wife in this film. How does...
She's great.
Yeah.
I love Haley Atwell. I mean, she's Agent Carter. So I always have a soft spot in my heart for her. And she's very motherly. She handles the scenes in the movie that, she doesn't get too animated whenever these animated characters come on screen. She plays the right level of surrealism and reacting to something that should be impossible without going too over the top. She's the straight man in this movie, largely, but she's really good at it, and very you can see the romance, and it feels very real, between the two of them.
So
it doesn't
good chemistry.
forced.
Good chemistry.
Yeah, very different from say like in Jurassic World. I love Chris Pratt and I love Bryce Dallas Howard, but they didn't really have that great chemistry in that movie. The second one, it got better, but this one, it's very believable for them as a family.
Usually with Winnie the Pooh, you don't see villains. Is there any villain in this movie? Is it just being a grown-up? Is that the villain?
That's
without giving too much away, I would say that.
Well, there's the boss. He's not really a bad guy, but, he's your typical, I'm the boss's son kind of, boss. And he's played by Mark, I think it's Gaddis, but he's Sherlock's brother in the TV show Sherlock.
Oh, I love him.
With Benedict Cumberbatch.
I love him.
What's his name in it? I'm putting you guys on the spot. Mycroft, thank you.
Yeah.
Brilliant as Mycroft, and he's really good in this movie, too. He totes the line between you think he might have decent motives, and then sometimes maybe not, and, without being too heavy-handed either.
So is this movie for younger ones? Can I take Luke, who's 5 years old? Is this a movie that will stimulate him, but also entertain him, too?
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
think
You think so?
It's very Pixar-like in that regard. It's just it's a simplistic story that is improbable but believable and very heartfelt and heartwarming.
Is this a film that you guys want to revisit down the line? Do you guys want to buy it? And
we almost went to see it again tonight.
I was going to say, as soon as we got out of the theaters, I was like, Matt, we're buying that as soon as it comes out. I love it. I was singing and dancing along in the theaters quietly to myself because I didn't want to disturb anyone. But
she was actually the best part of the movie to me, and it was a great movie.
But
I hope everyone has a Jenna that they can go see this movie with, because she's singing all the songs. The Tigger song, the Waking Up in the Morning song, and just the way her face lit up was great. I recommend everybody to stick after the credits, because apparently there's a very great scene afterwards. It's not like
they got a post-credit scene.
They do a post-credit scene.
Wow.
Tony Stark doesn't walk out and talk about how they're starting up the Avengers Initiative, but it's like it's another like subtle homage to they have an old man that's playing piano and singing a song that they had written for the movie, and that he had written for the movie because he was the original writer, and composer or songwriter rather for the Winnie the Pooh series, and he did a lot of other movies as well. So
I want to stop this interview and I want to go see the movie. You guys got me excited. The movie's called Christopher Robin. It stars Ewan McGregor, Haley Atwell, and of course Jim Cummings doing Tigger and Winnie the Pooh, and also Brad Garrett, who does Eeyore. So a lot of
good Eeyore.
Jenna.
Sure. Not really.
Yeah, Jenna says no. Matt says yes. You make the decision yourself. Check out Christopher Robin. And remember, we're part of the Screen Team. We want you to know before you go.